Good morning. I haven't had a little microphone before. Delightful. How delightful. Hi, I am a dungeon master. How do I hold this thing? This is the top 5 most unhinged shit that my D&D party has done. Let's go. In spot 5 we have, it's titled Spinal Injury Mouse Size. My party were fighting in Idleglen. They were dealing with all of the demons and the chaos that was coming. The first thing that you get exposed to is that there's someone trapped underneath a cart, and there are a few kind of dogs trying to bite them. So my party's sorcerer decided to shrink them down to mouse size. Um, and that's when I informed them that they have a really bad spinal injury. And so they put them in their pocket, and then they had to kind of get a bit closer to the other side of the map. And so they just kind of took them out of their pocket and put them on the ground and just left them mouse size with a spinal injury. So that's number 5. Number 4 is they tried to get into the Van Thamper Manor by selling orphan piss from a wagon. I also think there were fish involved, but I think most of the premise was around the orphan piss. Number 3, were trying to get into Fort Knucklebone, and then they shrunk down. This ring of mouse size has been a very big part of these shenanigans. They shrunk down, I think it was some kind of Victorian child, but I really can't remember why there was a Victorian child involved. Anyway, they shrank down a child, put them inside the Artificer's Battlesmith companion, and then threw themselves at the spiked walls of Fort Knucklebone. There was rolls to see if they got impaled, and they managed to somehow successfully not be impaled on the side. And they got through. I don't know how. That was number 3. So number 2 in the second top spot, they kind of knew, but didn't really address the fact that there was something off with their wizard. It was something like 4 months had passed before anyone decided to to kind of like maybe look into it a little bit more or do something about it. Okay, so pretty much the wizard had been replaced by a doppelganger. Crazy. There is nothing else I can say about that. And number 1, this one's kind of my fault, but it will go down in time as one of the craziest scenarios I've ever seen happen in Dungeons and Dragons. So I gave my warlock a bead. I gave them a chaos bead. It was a homebrew item. I can't quite remember what or where it was, but it just did crazy damage in like massive area of effects. Like just insane amount, like an avalanche or like a blizzard or just like a massive AoE effect. You'd think it would be used sparingly, but it was there was 8 charges and they all got used in like 8 sessions. So the warlock decided to use this effect in the Dungeon of the Dead 3. Notoriously very close quarters if you have been there. So they didn't really measure before they threw or gauge any distance in any capacity. And they actually rolled an 8, which is great because that means when you rolled an 8 on that homebrew item, you get another effect layered on top. So not only was there a snow blizzard which exploded out of the dungeon and affected everyone in the party and all the enemies, you know, credit where credit's due, all the enemies did get hit, but also the party got hit, and like it was crazy. Let's just say the party nearly got to Avernus much faster than the module intended. This is the top 5 unhinged shit that my party has done. What are yours? Please share. I need to know I'm not alone.